Yeah, I kicked dirt on it
10 seconds.
because I helped put out the
It's
fire.
got a little firefighter badge,
And
little
in 5,
sticker badge.
Why is it
Four.
so late today?
3, 2, 1. Roll the open.
Hello and welcome to weekend doubles coverage of the Arkansas Derby, our second prep race of the day. I'm Gerald. That's Nick. How you doing, Nick?
Dr. Tang got 7th because somebody else beat him by like $500, and he's very upset with the world.
Well,
So
that's
I'm
how
okay.
it goes.
He made 10 grand. I'm not going to be too sad for him.
Yeah. Well, we got a good one here with some question marks. The Arkansas Derby, a mile and an eighth, another 100-point race, 150, 25, 15, and 10, distributed in that order. A field of 9. I'm going to go over the field real quick. The 1 is Brereton's Bay. This gelding was 8th in the Rebel, has not been in many of the races. I'm tossing this one. The 2, First Division, second last time out in a mile and 16th allowance to Best Friends Rocket. I'm tossing this one too. Hernandez rides for McPeak. The 3 is Publisher, 4th in the Rebel last time, 6th in the Southwest. I'm thinking he finishes about the same spot in this one, somewhere in the middle, 4th, 5th. He'll probably be mid-pack somewhere. Flavian Pratt does ride for Steve Asmussen if you like that angle. This one's by American Pharaoh. The 4 is the Best Friend Rocket. Has won 2 in a row. The last one was a mile and 16th allowance. Stepping up today, and I'll give you a little surprise about this one. Nick Juarez rides for D. Wayne Lucas. This one's by Curlin. The 5 is Speed Queen, a disappointing 10th in the Rebel. Won the Southwest. I don't know which one we're going to see, the last race or the Southwest race. So I don't know. Bejarano rides from
They
Moquette.
said that he was going for the lead. So if he can get the lead over Cornucopia, then there's a legit chance that he can keep going. I'm a little afraid of the mile and the 8th. The extra 16th of a mile may be a bit too much for him.
Well, that's interesting that you said that, and we'll touch on that in a minute. The 6 is the one I know you like, Sandman, third last time out in the Rebel. Will make one big run from the back end. I like his stay power there, deep stretch. So I think that's a good bet if you're leaning that way. Definitely use him underneath if you don't like him on top. Jose Ortiz rides for Cassie. This one's by Tappet. The 7, Monet's Magic, been off for 2 months, 5th in the Southwest. This late runner is totally up against it. But you do get Luan Machado, who's been kind of hot lately. So we'll see. 8, Cold Battle, winner of 4 straight, maybe the best story this whole Derby campaign. The 4 straight include the Rebel, Smarty Jones, and the Springboard Mile. We didn't think much of the Springboard Mile, but it turned out to be quite a race. The story of the Derby Trail so far. The question is, can it continue up against this good field? Vargas is in the saddle again on Cold Battle. And the 9, Cornucopian, the big question mark, Bob Baffert's maiden winner. Only one race, a 6 furlong in 109 and 0.02, I think it was. How good is this horse? That's the question. So that's the field, Nick. Let me know what you think.
Have you heard if Barnes not Barnes the horse, Barnes the assistant, had made it to Oaklawn Park? That's going to be my betting angle here, is that if I know that Baffert's at Santa Anita, so Baffert didn't make the trip, but if Barnes went to Oaklawn Park, then I'm going to be playing Cornucopia. But if they sent the other assistant, then I may be against Cornucopia.
Well, let me pull up the video. Maybe we can see something in the paddock. Normally he goes, but give me a second here.
He's normally the one that ships. Like when they ship and Baffert doesn't go, it's normally Barnes that goes. But
right.
I've heard rumors that he's at Santa Anita too, but I don't have any. I'm not sure.
All right. Well, we'll keep an eye out for him. That's an interesting angle. I'm not sure why you like that one, but I was just thinking if Cornucopian wins this race, Baffert will have 4 and possibly 5 if the horse Barnes wins the Bluegrass.
Well, I've heard. So DRF today said that Barnes and Citizen Bull were going to Santa Anita for the Santa Anita Derby.
That makes more sense.
Yep. But Rodriguez is going to the Bluegrass. So there's still the opportunity for him to get all sorts of
6.
And who knows who he's sending to the wood? Because why wouldn't he send someone to New York just because? Get all 20 of the gates filled with Baffords.
Yeah, he's got Citizen Bull, Getaway Car, Matticat Road, Cornucopian would be 4, Barnes would be 5, Rodriguez would be 6.
And I can't imagine they all actually make the gate, but also he may fill up a gate space just because, and then scratch it the week of.
Well, that makes more sense at Santa Anita because of the reduction in points last time. So yeah. So do you want to hear? Do you want to go ahead and
do it?
Want to hear me?
Yeah,
Okay.
always.
We've been watching these races, and some of them have fallen apart. And I'm not saying this one's going to fall apart, but I'm not going to miss this one if it does. And you're going to be surprised who I'm going to put on top if this race falls apart. I have a 10-cent super. I'm playing it small because
And
it's a small
ladies and
chance.
gentlemen,
Hang on.
we now head downstairs to the winner's circle for a very special.
Okay. So the one I'm gonna play a superfecta, 10-cent superfecta on top, or just in case this falls apart. It's gonna be Best Friend Rocket and Publisher on top in case this falls apart. I am starting to like Best Friend Rocket in an upset. If there's an upset here, I like this winner of 2 in a row. It's that D. Wayne Lucas curse that I've been hit with so many times. Nick Juarez seems to have a little magic on the D. Wayne Lucas horses. I like his stay power. They say he's a front running type. He's not. Well, they say he's more of like an E8. He's not. He's more like a almost a presser or like an E6 or an E5. And I think that's perfect for this race with Cornucopian, Speed King. You're saying he's going to go. This might set up perfectly for Best Friend Rocket. So he's my upset play. He's not my top pick, but he's my upset play.
I would say, based on the way the track's been playing, that I would definitely be afraid of the collapse race actually occurring because it hasn't very much so far today. I think Cornucopia, he's either going to win or he's out of the super. And I think that's kind of the way you have to play him. So if you aren't having him on top, I'd throw him out of the super entirely. It's just too long of a distance, and Baffert can do magical things with whatever magic he has in those syringes that get him suspended. But it certainly seems to me like if you're going to play against him, throw him out entirely and, pick everybody else. And I'm falling more and more in love with this Speed King angle because they said they wanted to rate him because they figured worst case scenario, they'd come back in this race and they'd get the points they need because he already has points from the Springboard Mile and he had points from the Southwest. So I think they send him this race to just see how good he is and how far he can go. So I'm falling more and more in with Speed King and then playing kind of what you're talking about with a collapse to some degree where I'd put Coal Battle and Sandman and I couldn't not put Best Friend Rocket in there and Publishers Maiden still, but he's hit. I mean, his speed figures are they're so good, which is why D. Wayne Lucas keeps running him in these crazy stakes races.
Yeah, I was looking at that too, and I'm like, oh, I got to put him on top too because he's currently he's 6-1. He's taking some money actually.
He's taking a little more money than I would have expected, honestly.
Me too. But the 4 at 30-1, I'm like, oh yeah, I like what I just saw in his last race, and I'm thinking just the way this is going to set up with the hype around Cornucopian. With Speed King, you're saying he's going. Cold Battles probably be mid-pack. I think, wow, Best Friends Rocket has got really good stretch kick. And so that's what I'm going to do in that upset kind of play. I'm going to use Best Friend Rocket in first with Publisher first. And then I'm going to use Speed King, Sandman, Cold Battle, and Cornucopian underneath second, third, and fourth. In a 10-cent. I didn't want to do it for $1 because it's just stupid. But it'll pay
It'll pay, yeah.
If Publisher and Best Friend finish 1-2, it'll pay. But I'm really leaning towards Cold Battle. I think that's the story here. I think it's just it's going to be the story of the Kentucky Derby. When Derby Day comes, and I think it continues today. I think he's the story. I don't know. Cornucopian, 2 turns for the first time. It's just too much Baffert hype to hold up. I don't see it.
So my buddy Nick Feldman just texted and said that Dwayne Lucas thinks Cornucopia is legit and was on the pre-race saying that he thinks Cornucopia is a legit horse here. So
I think he is too. But the problem is, I think if he was legit, I think Baffert would have started him a month earlier. I think he had some question marks about him, and and ran that. Was that race? It was here, right? Oaklawn, the
Yeah.
first race.
Well,
Yeah.
so what I've heard is sort of what happened with gaming, where gaming got that fever, and so because Baffert said he was sending something, he sent Getaway Car, and they kind of thought that they were going to send Barnes to Oaklawn for this race, and then he's had those 2 bad workouts, and so because he's Baffert, he's like, hey, I told you guys I'd send somebody, so he sent this one. So I think that's sort of the scary part, is that I think this is more of a, he was playing this one for the Preakness, is sort of my guess, is why I didn't run that second race in between, right? Because like, he's not Justify, but Justify ran a maiden race about the same time as Cornucopia, then ran an allowance race, and then ran in the final prep race. And so I think this one's more of a aiming for the Preakness, but if you win this race, like, you're Baffert, so you go. I don't know. I have such a hard time playing a horse going from 6 furlongs to a mile and an eighth. Yeah, he's maybe the best horse, but second race facing some of these ones, Publishers ran 27 times. I mean, he keeps running and he hasn't won yet, but he has a lot of foundation. I mean, it's his 7th race. So if he's the best, he's the best. And maybe he is, and he's getting bet like he is, but I feels like one to take a stand against. And I think that's what I'm going to do here. I think that's my move. I think I'm playing Speed King on top for way more money than I should.
So, what's a Sandman Coal Battle Exactapane?
Sandman Coal Battle is not enough. Coal Battle is the 8, so it's 12-1.
And Sandman over Coal Battle?
That's 12, and then the other way around is 11.
So it's basically the same.
Yeah, so 6-8 box is paying 11 or 12. So
I kind of feel like. Go ahead.
Sorry, I was going to say, I have in my contest, I have a 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 exacta box for $5, and I was going to pull the trigger, but the $11 and $12 there means I'd lose money in that situation. So I kind of got to pull something else out of my hat here.
Well, my top pick is Coal Battle.
Mm-hmm.
And if I was playing an exacta, I would go Sandman, Coal Battle. I'm going to say Cornucopian's going to fade somewhere mid-stretch. Someone's going to catch him, and maybe he fades to 3rd or 4th. But if it does completely fall apart, Best Friend Rocket is my value play. He's my money back special, upset special, superfecta special on top of.
I like that.
Publisher and Best Friend Rocket over Speed King, Sandman, Coal Battle, and Cornucopian. That's only a 10-cent bet, but still, if it wins, it could be a few $100. So
yeah, absolutely.
About a minute out.
Man, I gotta figure out what I'm doing here, don't I?
If you want to join us, we're getting close, but I have put the StreamYard link. If you want to join us, you could probably do it from your phone. Just follow the prompts, and as soon as I seen you pop on the screen, I'll put you into the chat here.
What do you think about Speed King? Do you think that last race was, what he is, or do you think the last race was not what he is and he has a chance of doing something here?
So refresh my memory. Did he get the lead in that race?
No, he broke poorly, and then rated. He was a 10 out of 13 horses out of the 10th post, and he was in 4th around the stretch, and then faded to 10th.
Well, if you're telling me that the goal here is to go to the lead, I like that much better than sitting off the pace. They probably tried an experiment and said, let's see if this one can rate. He couldn't. And so I like his chances up front. That's how he won the what race did he win? It was
Southwest.
Southwest, yeah, he won the Southwest. So I'm thinking that would probably be the angle, his best angle. And if he gets in the Derby, that's probably what he'll have to do, is try and steal it up front. But I don't think he has much chance sitting 3 or 4 back.
I just don't know if he's fast enough to get to the lead is the only real question. So, if you think he's going to get to the lead, then he's sort of there. And I use Timeform for my pace projector. And they have Cornucopia up front and him right and Speed King right off, and that feels like a legit spot. And if my thought is, well, if Cornucopia is sitting in front and Speed King sitting right off of him, and Cornucopia just fades and Speed King doesn't actually have to pass him, he just keeps going, then maybe he just keeps going. I don't know. It's 15-1. It feels, or 14-1 feels like worthwhile to take a shot with him.
I think Speed King will get the lead. The Cornucopians in the 9-hole. He's got to cross a few. He won't have any trouble crossing Cold Battle. Cold Battle's going to let him go. I don't know what Monet's Magic is going to do.
Nothing.
I don't know if I don't know what style of runner he is. I haven't really looked. But I think Speed King and Cornucopia meet, and then I think Speed King needs to go to the rail right away and get that position and keep the speed on. Make it difficult for Cornucopian, but if he wants the rail, that he's got to have to work for it. He's got to have to get past them and work for the rail. Otherwise, I think they just sit side by side for going into the first turn.
Yeah, it's certainly. I don't know how good of a rider Bejarano is, but I also don't know how good of a horse Speed King is. And it feels like if they want the lead and that's where they're going at and that's what they're doing, then they're just going to send him. And I don't know. My thought is I'm going to play a $100 win bet on him if I play him. And I don't know that I feel great about losing $100 when Speed King runs 12th out of 9.
Well, they're headed to the gate. Again, my top pick, Cold Battle. My upset pick, Best Friend Rocket. Your top pick?
I think that the 8 Cold Battle is the best horse. I think he's the most likely to finish second to Cornucopia. I think Cornucopia is your most likely winner. Yeah, I think Cornucopia is the most likely winner. I think Cold Battle runs a good second, and then Sandman runs third. Would be the way that I think this actually goes. Would be a 9-8-6.
And I like Cornucopian to finish no better than third. All right, good luck.
I played a $100 win bet on. Nope, never mind. I'm in the wrong account. Oh no. I was going to play $100 wins, but I may be too late.
You should have time.
Okay,
This view is usually within
Pretty
a second
close.
or two. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm going to do it. $100 on the 5
Hunters are now loading into the
Speed
gate.
King, and I got it
Speed
in.
King
So
and Sandman
it'll
going
be
to the starting
$1,300.
gate. Brereton's Baytown.
Good luck,
First
Nick.
Position 1. First division coming up. Here's Monet's Magic, post 7. Cold Battle, post 8. Best Friend Rocket. 1 back, Cornucopian. Your current 3-2 favorite on the board. That could change, but that's where we sit here currently as the last one goes in. You know what that means. We're ready to go. They're off in the 89th Arkansas Derby. Slow break from the maiden Publisher, and Cornucopian's taking it to him from the word go as an arrow lead on Cold Battle, who's keen here. Cold Battle wants to get after the leaders. He's on restraint to take back to third, and there goes Speed King, the Southwest winner. He's going to take the initiative here, and Cornucopian will hook up with him going into the turn, and they speed off here. These two hook up, and they open up 5 or 6 on Cold Battle, who's running in third, placed well today.
He's doing exactly what I thought.
First division,
Yep.
Making him work.
So we'll see if Cornucopia wins this. He's your favorite in the Derby, right?
Sandman the Gray
Probably.
has a fast pace to chase, and
Awful
Publisher
fast,
is at
though.
the back. They're going mad out there. Cornucopian wants to go, and John Velasquez is letting him run. Rafael Bejarano trying to give his horse a breather, but he's very keen too. And these two fly down the backstretch here. 45-1, that half-mile time.
They're coming back.
Sandman's
coming
got to
back.
win this, right? Sandman has to win this.
It would be incredible if either of them could keep this up. They're 7 lengths ahead. Cold Battle running in the third position. Brereton's Baytown tries to
Here
get
comes
closer.
Cole.
And now Cold Battle is given a cue to go. and he's taking third, and he's coming after the top pair. Coal Battle as they round the fourth turn. It's Cornucopian Speed King coming back to the group. Here's
done.
Sandman threatening to run a big one, and Coal Battle, Speed King's done. Cornucopian, the dirt has turned into quicksand. He's done as they come to the top of the stretch here. Coal Battle, Sandman going at
Do we
it.
get the Baffert
and
re-break?
Publisher trying to break his maiden in the Arkansas Derby. Coal Battle has lost the lead to Sandman. Publisher, the only threat to beat him. Sandman, he's green, drifting around here. It's Sandman in front by 2. Publisher is second, and Sandman, he's run his A race, and he gets a confidence booster heading to Kentucky. Sandman does it. The son of Tappet for Mark Cassie and Jose Ortiz win the Arkansas Derby over Publisher.
Do we
and
take
Coal
anything
Battle.
out of that race?
Sandman, Publisher, Coal Battle, and then who was fourth? Did you say?
Cornucopia.
Cornuc-
He held on. I don't know that. I mean, that's not nearly enough points, right? There's no way he gets in the gate
No.
with that. But
No, he's not going to
Yeah.
get in with 15 points.
it's pretty impressive to keep running, though. To hang
No,
on for
it was.
fourth. That's
Yeah.
I mean,
I think
that
Speed
was-
King's angle burned him.
that was outrageously fast. Like, what were they doing?
It set up perfect for Sandman.
Yeah.
Although, boy, he sure is green. Look at that.
But that's Jose Ortiz got on. Like, that was the one angle I liked about Sandman, and why I liked it when we talked earlier this week was
Number 6.
you got Jose
Sandman
Ortiz
first,
on, and
3.
Publisher's in the gate.
Publisher was second.
You know,
Maiden
if Publisher would have won that, I would hit my super.
Third, 9.
Oh, really?
Cornucopian fourth, 6-3, 8,
Oh.
9. Your top 4 finishers. Ladies and gentlemen, the stewards have posted the.
Oh, there's an inquiry,
sign,
though.
Oh,
Maybe he's
and the
coming
stewards
down.
are taking a
Oh,
look
take him
at
down.
the stretch run. Please continue to stand by. There's a steward's inquiry into the stretch
come on.
run.
Well,
take
if you
him
take
down
him
now.
down, I'm not going to win it
No,
because.
he'll get second. He'll go 3, 6.
Oh yeah.
8.
Well, if he interfered with Publisher.
Yeah, that's who it was. I mean, that break
Oh,
at the end where he
okay.
went.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the way that I saw it, anyways.
Well, we'll make it interesting. What did Publisher end up going off at?
I'm sure pretty big.
Well, he was
No,
6 to
7 to
1.
1.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, but still, I think it's a good.
Well, Jose just made his decision. I'm running
So the
Sandman for,
6-3.
the Derby as well, Jose.
Well, I don't think I have I have much else, but I think it's a good one to have, and I'm very excited about it.
Talk a little bit about your trip. It was a blistering pace out in front of you, and really with this mile and an eighth, it seemed to really suit him.
Well, on paper it looked like Baffert was gonna go by himself, but also it didn't work for Speed King last time when he raced. So I was excited when I see him going out there and bang each other. So I tried to wait as long as I could. Approaching the half a mile, I think Nick Water was in front of me. It started dying. I thought about going inside of him and follow Coal Battle, but he's a big horse, big stride, so I keep on the clear and try to not get in too much trouble with him. And when he entered in the stretch, he exploded.
Jose, you're coming off the back of a win at the historical fairgrounds meet. And I don't want to say you're always living in your brother's shadow. Irad, you want to eclipse the word yourself, but is this
But I'm going to tell you that you're living in his shadow with my question to you.
Every year we approach it with the same intensity. Just try to win as much as we can. And obviously, Breeders' Cup is like
Let's see some replays.
I don't see the inquiry sign up either. It was up for a second, but it looks like it's down.
Everything end up. So we try to build in through Breeders' Cup, and if we are in contention, so we.
I didn't
push for it.
really
But
see
yeah,
anything.
we try
Just
to win as much as I
he was
can.
just drifting both
And,
ways.
I'm very happy for my brother. I mean, some people say that, but I don't care. Living my own life, and I'm very happy to be riding good horses. I'm very happy for Ira's success as well. And we're just here trying to make mommy and papi proud.
I think you've accomplished that, Jose. Congratulations. Acacia, you are with, I'm sure, a very jubilant Terry Finley of West Point Thoroughbreds.
Ladies and gentlemen, the stewards have removed the inquiry side. No change. 6, 3, 8, 9. Your top 4 soon to be made official.
Interesting. I don't know if we get anything out of that for the Derby, other than that we get that Sandman likes to run far, right? Like we kind of already knew that, though.
Well, if it's a hot pace, which you know it will be in the Derby, Sandman is one to consider. I don't think he's as good as Sovereignty in the stretch from the back.
Not,
But he might get in the Super.
yeah. I don't know that if Jose can. I mean, because that was the first time Jose Ortiz, and I think he lived in the shadow of Irad also. But I'm just not talking to him on the racetrack after he just won a $1.5 million race. But it was other than that weird ride out where he just kind of broke weird, or not broke, but like veered out in the middle, like a eighth pole. It was a good ride, and he set him up, and he moved when he was supposed to, and he beat all the other closers. I mean, he moved right on him, so it seems like he's going to want to get the distance too. What was the one? Was it the Louisiana Derby horse that it collapsed on, where they collapsed and went crazy? Who's this? The Steve Asmussen horse that just won.
Tastic.
Tastic. Kind of feels like Sandman and Tastic are going to get the same trip in the Derby, right?
I think Tastic will probably be mid-pack than Sandman is like one of the last two horses in the Derby. That's how I see him. I see him right there with Sovereignty. And I don't think he's as talented of a late runner as Sovereignty. Sovereignty, you've seen him. He just gobbles up
This
the
race
ground
is now
once he gets
official.
going.
And he did it again today at Gulfstream. So
yeah. Sandman, Publisher, Cold Battle, Cornucopian. I didn't see. It might have been Speed King, maybe fifth. I didn't see.
I thought it was either the 5 or the 1. I thought that got 5th.
Well, Sandman. Let's see. Sandman's by Tappet. That doesn't help our group bet. Publisher is by American Pharaoh. I don't think that helps us. Cold Battle is from Coal Mine or Coal Front, and a Cornucopian
isn't in. He won't have enough points.
Yeah. Not in. But good. Okay. Well, I don't know what to think like this. I'll have to sleep on this one.
Yeah.
I think it's only going to set up. It's only going to be worth watching again is if we really think it's going to be blistering, which it might. But
I have my tweet alert set up for the great David Aragona, and he says 3 of the 4 100-point prep races so far this Derby season have been total pace collapses dominated by closers. And with that, none of the horses that set those paces are in the gate because they've all faded away. And so we always say it's a slow pace. I don't know. We've done this 3 years now, and every time we say the pace is going to be slow, there's no pace in this race. And every year it goes crazy fast and it collapses. But who's the pace in the Derby right now? Like who leads at the first call?
Getaway car. But last weekend all 4 qualifying horses, all first and second horses were all deep closers.
Yeah.
And I think I gave you a count earlier in the week. There was something like over half the horses that were in were deep closers. It is really setting up as a deep closing field.
Well,
which
field, yes, yeah. Sets up for the forward.
It's gonna. I'm wondering who's gonna be up front and who might be able to steal this, or who might be able to just sit off the pace and steal it. Which sounds like Citizen Bull again, to be honest with you.
It really, really, really sounds like Citizen Bull to me. I mean, the other one that really it seems to set up for would be Tappan Street, who just won, who looked great in that race. So I'm interested in Tappan Street, and I'm really interested in Citizen Bull, as we have been since the Breeders' Cup Juvenile.
Right. All right. Well, we'll have to take a closer look during the week, and then next week we got a big day. We have the Future 6, which will close before any of the 4 races next week. The 4 races being the UAE Derby, the Bluegrass, the Wood Memorial, and the Santa Anita Derby. Wow, what a Saturday that's going to be. So I'm going to try and be up for the UAE Derby. If you can make it, that'd be great. We'll be on here. I'll have all 4 of those scheduled. Some of them might be together, depending on what the timing is, but we will definitely be here. Thank you again for joining and watching. Hope you hit a winner today. And any closing thoughts, Nick?
I don't know if we've seen the Derby winner yet. I think if we've seen Tappan Street in terms of these last prep races, not like in general. I mean, they definitely ran so far, but I think Tappan Street is the leader in the clubhouse of the 100-point winners at the moment. And I think nobody else is really set up in a place where I'm like, that one has my choices winning. So it sets up for a bit of a crazy payout again, where you get, Mystic Dan or Ridge Strike or something crazy is how it feels as we sit here after 3 minutes after the Arkansas Derby finishes.
All right. Well, that's it for Weekend Double. We'll see you next weekend. Good night.